guys okay? Because I am most certainly not okay. I am sitting here staring at my screen, completely and utterly speechless at the sheer level of trauma, drama, and absolute devastation that the writers of Beyond the Gates have just unleashed upon us. I mean, we all knew the tornado was coming. We saw the crossover promos with The Young and the Restless. We saw the chandelier fall. We saw the absolute chaos at Martin's political fundraiser. But nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, could have prepared me for the bloody, heartbreaking family tragedy that is unfolding right in front of our eyes. I am literally shaking as I record this. So please bear with me while I try to process this absolute madness. Let's just dive right into the deepest, darkest end of the pool here, because we need to talk about Ted Richardson and the impossible, gut-wrenching, absolute nightmare of a situation he's currently trapped in. Do you hear me? Ted is currently caught in the most horrific, high-stakes family crisis I think I have ever seen on daytime television. It is a literal life and death situation, and the boundaries of family, morality, and forgiveness are being pushed to their absolute breaking point. First of all, let's talk about Martin Richardson, our golden boy, the man who was literally just standing at the podium giving a beautiful speech about donating all the fundraiser money to the tornado relief victims. He is a hero. But the universe does not care about heroes in Fairmont Crest, does it? During the storm, a massive tree violently crashed down onto Martin. At first, he thought he was fine. He told Smitty he didn't feel any broken bones. But then, right in front of everyone, he groaned and completely collapsed. I screamed at my television. I literally screamed. Now, Martin is facing severe brain trauma from the impact of that tree. He is hovering on the fragile boundary between life and death. He is fighting for his literal life in emergency surgery, and his mother, Nicole Dupree, is absolutely losing her mind. Nicole needs Ted right now. She desperately needs the father of her son to be by her side as Martin faces death. But where is Ted? Ted is being ripped in two different directions because Martin isn't his only child fighting the Grim Reaper right now. Enter Eva Thomas. Oh my God, you guys, the stairwell scene? I have literal chills just thinking about it. Catherine Cat Richardson found her half-sister Eva unconscious, bleeding from the mouth, completely battered in that dark stairwell after the tornado. Cat was sobbing, her hands were covered in Eva's blood, and she was absolutely traumatized. And now, the doctors have dropped the ultimate bombshell. Eva's condition is beyond critical. She needs a life-saving organ transplant, or she will die. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. Eva will die without an organ transplant. And this is where the storyline gets so incredibly twisted and emotionally manipulative that I am honestly furious and fascinated at the same time. Because Martin is fighting his own battle with severe brain trauma, he is completely disqualified from being a donor. He can't help Eva. He can barely breathe on his own right now. So who does that leave? Who is the only person walking around Fairmont Crest who shares that exact same Ted Richardson bloodline and could be a perfect match for Eva? Cat? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the writers are going there. Ted Richardson is actually begging Cat to do the one thing she absolutely, positively does not want to do. He is pleading with her as a desperate father to step up, take the transplant test, and give her organs to save the life of the sister she has despised for years. I am losing my mind over this dynamic. Let's rewind and talk about the psychology of Cat for a second, because my heart is breaking for this girl. Cat handles shock terribly. We know this. We have seen her spiral over far less. She is already suffering from massive PTSD from finding Eva bleeding out in that stairwell. She tried to help as much as she could in the moment, but asking her to literally slice herself open and give a piece of her body to Eva, that is a massive, monumental ask. Why? Because Cat and Eva are not just sisters who bicker over clothes. Eva is the living, breathing symbol of the affair that destroyed Cat's family. Eva is the product of Ted sleeping with Leslie Thomas, the very affair that broke Nicole's heart and shattered the Richardson-Smith household. Kat and Ava have been at each other's throats for as long as we can remember. The resentment runs so deep it is practically in their DNA. Kat has never been able to accept Eva as true family, and now she is being asked to be her ultimate savior? Are you kidding me? I feel so incredibly conflicted right now. On one hand, I am screaming at the screen, Kat, you have to do it. She is your sister. But on the other hand, I completely understand why Kat is having a massive panic attack over this. She feels cornered. She feels pressured. The entire Dupree family is horrified by the tornado damage. The hospital is a war zone, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a scalpel. Everyone in that family wants Eva to survive, but they all know that pushing Kat to take this organ match test is placing an unbearable, suffocating weight on her shoulders. And let's talk about the absolute elephant in the room. The loudest, most obnoxious, most manipulative woman in all of Fairmont Crest, Leslie Thomas. Oh, Leslie, my dear, sweet, chaotic Leslie. I have hated this woman for years. I have ranted about her on this channel more times than I can count. But right now, seeing her completely broken, it is doing something to me, guys. Leslie is facing the absolute biggest mental and emotional crisis of her entire miserable life. Seeing her daughter lying there unconscious, knowing that the Grim Reaper is literally standing at the foot of Eva's hospital bed. Leslie has fallen into a pit of absolute raw despair. And here is the poetic justice of it all. Here is the absolute karma that the writers have served up on a silver platter. Leslie Thomas is a woman who believes she can buy her way out of anything. She just dropped a $100,000 check at Mona's church fundraiser like it was pocket change, but all the money in her bank account, all the wealth in the world, cannot buy Eva's life, because Eva's life is currently resting in the hands of the young woman Leslie has tormented and hurt the most, Kat. Leslie knows she cannot force Kat to do this. She knows she has absolutely zero moral ground to stand on. After all the pain, all the suffering, all the horrific drama Leslie has caused Kat and Nicole over the years, she does not deserve to beg for anything. She has no right. But as a mother, what else can she do? Leslie is putting immense, suffocating pressure on Ted to make this happen. She is crying, she is pleading, she is demanding that Ted save their daughter at all costs. But Ted can't just snap his fingers. He has to convince a deeply traumatized, highly resentful Kat to become a hero. Can we just take a moment to applaud Chelsea Hamilton right now? Because if there is one shining light in this dark, depressing, anxiety-inducing week of television, it is Chelsea stepping up to the plate. Chelsea is Kat's cousin, her confidant, and her rock. Whenever Kat faces a massive shock, Chelsea is right there holding her hand. And right now, Chelsea is giving me major, and I mean major, Grandma Anita Dupree vibes. Chelsea is being so strong, so grounded, and offering the best advice. She isn't judging Kat for hesitating. She is sharing Kat's feelings, validating her anger and her trauma, but she is gently guiding Kat toward the light. Chelsea is sitting there explaining to Kat just how monumental this decision is. She is making Kat realize that if she lets Eva die, that guilt will eat her alive for the rest of her days. Chelsea is trying to help Kat cross that massive, seemingly impossible boundary between her and Eva. I swear, if Kat actually agrees to do this, it will be 100% because of Chelsea's beautiful, empathetic counseling. So, what is going to happen? I am literally pacing my living room, trying to figure this out. I really, truly believe, deep down in my soap opera loving soul, that Kat is going to do it. I think her moral compass, despite all the hatred and the rivalry, is going to point true north. I think she is going to push past the trauma, take the test, realize she is a match, and donate her organ to save Eva's life. And if she does, oh my God, the dynamics. Think about it, guys. If Kat becomes Eva's savior, Leslie Thomas will owe her forever. Leslie will have to swallow every single ounce of her pride, her ego, and her venom. She will have to look at Kat, the daughter of the woman she wronged, and realize that Kat is the only reason her own child is still breathing. I think this could actually force Leslie to genuinely regret all the evil, wicked things she has done in the past. It would be the ultimate redemption arc, forced upon her by the ultimate act of grace from her worst enemy's daughter. But what if she doesn't? What if Kat's trauma is too deep? What if Kat looks at Ted, looks at Leslie, and says, no, I won't do it? Guys, if that happens, Fairmont Crest will burn to the ground. If Kat refuses the test and lets Eva die, it will ignite the most massive, explosive, generational blood feud this show has ever seen. Leslie Thomas would not just be heartbroken. She would become a literal monster. The grief would mutate into pure, unadulterated venom. She would become more evil, more ruthless, and more cruel than we have ever seen her. She would make it her life's mission to destroy Kat, to destroy Nicole, to destroy the entire Dupree family. It would be a bloodbath of epic proportions. I am so stressed out. I feel like I need a vacation just from watching this week's episode. The acting is phenomenal, the writing is tearing my heart out, and I genuinely do not know if I can survive until next week to find out what Kat decides. Ted is crying, Nicole is crying over Martin's brain trauma, Leslie is losing her mind, and Kat is holding the keys to life and death in her shaking hands. What do you guys think? Do you think Kat will do it? Do you think she should let Eva fend for herself? Or do you think she will step up and be the bigger person? And what about Martin? Is he going to survive this brain injury? Please drop your thoughts, your theories, and your emotional breakdowns in the comments down below because I need a support group right now. If you are as stressed as I am, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so we can suffer through this drama together and turn on those notifications. Until next time, stay safe, stay beautiful, and pray for the Richardson family. I'm out.